Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from empoweredcreator.com. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything for you guys. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, comment on this video, like it, and just stick around. With all that being said, let's get into today's video. Today, we're going to be talking about why your desire is a promise and why you're going to have your desire no matter what. So your desire is a promise because the moment a desire is created within you, and by the way, we don't choose our desires, they just pop up, right? Where do they come from? Well, the moment a desire pops into your head, into your heart, that means it already exists in the fourth dimension, in the quantum field, and it's already been created there for you. And it is your higher self, your higher wisdom, if you prefer, that has already experienced that reality in the quantum field, in the fourth dimension, and that knows that this desire is yours, that this desire was meant for you, created for you, that you are meant to experience it with your senses in the 3D world. So, the moment a desire pops up, that moment you already know that it's yours. It's done, it already exists, and your only job, let's call it a job, is to focus on it, to focus your attention on it, to focus your energy on it, dominantly, so that you can experience it in your 3D reality as well. But as far as existence of desires goes, as far as things being there, being already real, even if you can't perceive it with your senses right this moment, it is already real. And that's why it's a promise. It's a promise from your higher self to your human self that if you focus your attention on it, if you keep dwelling into your desire state, you're going to experience it in your 3D world, in your 3D reality, with your senses and everything. So that's why desires are a promise. Now, you may be asking, could there be a case when maybe a desire doesn't actually show up in the 3D? I mean, okay, maybe it does exist in the fourth dimension. It does exist in the quantum field as a possibility. I know that, I get that. But could it not show up in my 3D reality? Is that possible? Well, I would say the only instance in which that would be possible is if you give up. Or if you give up too soon. And remember, Neville also talks about that. He says, did you persist enough? Did you give up too soon? A lot of people do. A lot of people get disappointed that they're not seeing any movement, they're not seeing any signs, and they just drop it. So they give up too soon, and so they don't get to experience it in the 3D. Now there's a funny part about that. Sometimes, actually a lot of the time, if you drop a desire, if you stop caring as much, if you become a little indifferent, or very indifferent even, you actually see it. You actually get to experience it. It actually comes into your 3D. And why is that? That's simply because you've dropped resistance to it. And so you get to experience it. So it's kind of funny how the law works. But it is also possible, if you drop a desire, that it will remain in the quantum field as a possibility, as a potential, and it will never materialize in the 3D reality. That's also a possibility if you drop it. Now, I'm not here to say you should never drop a desire. You absolutely have the right to change desires. You have the absolute right and free will to change your mind about what you want and what you desire and what you want to bring forth into your 3D. So if you actually change your mind, I mean, go ahead and drop it. Who cares? You know, it's your life. You decide. But I'm saying, if you drop it, whether it's because you're giving up, because you're disappointed, or because you genuinely don't care, you might still see it, you might still actually get it, or you might not. But if you do persist in focusing your mind and your psyche and your energy into the desired state over and over and over, as often as possible, as much as possible, for as long as possible, to the best of your abilities always. Don't beat yourself up too much if you fall off track. It's okay. To the best of your abilities, if you repetitively and repeatedly focus on it, focus on your desired reality, chances are you're going to get it at some point. Now, if you take the long road, which is the road of I'm doubting it all the time, I'm wondering where it is all the time, I'm checking the 3D all the time, I am overthinking about it, overanalyzing, obsessing over it, needing it and clinging and grasping onto it, and all that stuff, that can actually delay it. And it could very well be a long time until you get to see it. And usually it happens when you loosen your grasp on it. But it still comes. It still comes. Even if you do all these things that are considered wrong, let's say, they're not exactly wrong, actually. They're more like you're just delaying yourself, that's all. You're delaying your manifestation from coming into your 3D, that's all. You're not ruining it. There's nothing you can do to ruin it. But you might delay it if you overthink it and overanalyze all the time. I'm not talking, occasionally doubts popping up occasionally. I mean, that's normal. That's human. You won't escape that. But if you keep doubting it and you keep questioning it and you keep finding reasons why it cannot happen and you keep focusing on what the 3D is showing you and despairing and all that energy, then yeah, chances are you might delay it, but if you still keep persisting, if you still keep changing your state to the desired state and dwelling in it as much as possible, you will still get it. You will still at least see movement, at least get some partial results or something. That's only if you're over doubting it all the time, okay? Not normal, everyday, occasional doubt. No, nothing like that. But you're gonna get it. So I'm here to tell you, your desire is a promise. It's been promised to you. The fact that you have the desire, it means it's meant for you and you're meant to have it. You're meant to experience it. And there's no way you won't get it as long as you keep coming back to your desired state over and over and over until it becomes natural and it saturates your being and it feels natural and normal to you. You're gonna get it. The only possible way you might not get it, because you might still get it even then, is if you give up, if you drop it, which you can if you choose, but then you're dealing with the possibility of not seeing it. But that's the only way. You won't see it. Otherwise, it will come sooner or later, one way or another. The short way, which is the more confident, more sort of detached and knowing way, or the long way of doubting it and overanalyzing and grasping onto it and just overthinking it, it will still come. Your desire is a promise. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here for today. I intend this helped you in some way. And as always, I'm very glad that you watched this video. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a good day. Bye-bye.